This is a Cup of Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. I'm joined today by Jake.
Hello.
And Logan.
G'day.
I'm Bragg. And how was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, before we get to our week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Jake, who commented on the YouTubes this week?
Alright, so we had a few comments this week. We had a sort of follow-up comment from, what's his name? Jordan Reed. So he commented on one of our previous videos. Thanks, Jordan. His comment this week was on the sealed only pack thing that you guys are starting.
Yep.
So the concept for this is freaking awesome. Love the idea of giving new players a good idea of what they could buy as a start to get into the game and still actually do okay at most locals rather than just rock in with a structure deck. So yeah, that's sort of the point of the thing, is that a lot of people sort of get into the game or like think that just buying one structure deck will sort of get them in a competitive spot, and then they sort of get a bit sad and mopey if they lose, because that was definitely me. So yeah, this is sort of, and it's the only way that we really can do it at the moment because we can't duel in person, but it's a good way to show you, like, looking at builds online, seeing what cards you need and buying those specific sets to build your deck over time is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. Season 1 of it on NolanTCG's channel, good old Ben. He obviously it's very much for the current meta of the time, and it is no longer a favourable meta for the deck he built in sealed. So let's start this again. Let's try it online. It's also like, yeah, obviously online it's very low cost, and we can start to adapt to that and find builds we like when all this craziness is over.
I think everyone who's in the tournament in this little competition is doing different decks as well at the moment. So that's pretty cool. Bit of variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of shows different people how to build different decks, which is always nice.
Can build the best deck.
Yeah, no. And then we had someone who has watched the original Explodia video. I'm not sure if we commented on that last week. I've definitely got it saved away, so I'll be watching it later on. And then we had Edwin, who has criticised me in the past for my pronunciation of Utrecht. Probably again this week.
I'm pretty sure there's meant to be some more rolled syllables in there, but I can't roll syllables. Our professional syllable roller.
Utrecht.
Oh wow, he nearly did it. I'm pretty sure he did it.
I think it needs more phlegm on the last bit, but I am a dehydrated bitch, so I can't do that.
I don't think you have to actually say in the middle Utrecht. It's just kind of a roll of the whole tongue. You don't actually say any of this.
Look at him go. Look at him rolling his tongue. Ladies, he's out there.
That sounds vaguely racist. You don't actually say the word. You just sort of make noises.
You just kind of go like humna humna humna. That is
okay. What was vaguely racist is now extremely. You should be ashamed.
Oh,
so back to Edwin's comment. So he was commenting on your pack for pack opening of the new Secret Slayers box, hoping that there was going to be a Stylish Safer reprint in there. But unfortunately, that looks to be in the mega tins that are coming out in August, which I think we discussed on our last.
Wouldn't know.
I was there.
Why wouldn't you know? You don't listen to the podcast when you're not on?
Next comment.
That is the end of the comments.
No. We got one. We got one more from Chilled Potatoes. Awesome video. You deserve more views. We should collab. Thanks for that, Blake. I would very much like.
Nah, fuck that guy.
I skipped over that because I thought it was a bot. Is that Blake?
Yeah, Blake's copy and pasted the common bot comment.
Oh, it didn't come up with Blake's name on it. So when I saw it, it was blank. And so I thought it was just a bot.
No. There's a blank one. Yeah, so there's a bot one, and then Blake has come in there with the old sneaky copy paste. We should collab, indeed.
He's really bored if he's on our channel copy pasting bot comments.
He was streaming Club Penguin the other day, so
I know I was watching the weirdest looking Pokemon battle,
but not bored enough to make a Pokemon TCG podcast. Or what do you do?
Ooh. Called out on the pod.
Called out
on the pod that he won't listen to. So it's okay.
So as you said, that was all the comments. Thank you very much as always, and send us some more. questions, especially some questions as well, so we have a bit more to... Because these Yahoo Geos are running dry. I'm telling you.
I'm starting to write Yahoo Geos last.
Like, all it takes is... Actually, or even go to Yahoo Answers and ask a Yu-Gi-Oh! Related question, like, an absolute... Like, anonymously, and then they'll give me something to work with. Because at the moment, I'm going week to week. But anyway, how was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh? Jake?
I didn't perform as well this week. I think I won the last Thursday tour. Couldn't participate on Sunday because I had a family thing.
Yep.
On Skype, obviously, because we couldn't be in the same household. That'd be ridiculous. And then tonight I lost a salad because my hands were just fucking awful. Also, I've been playing the same deck for a long time in that tourney now, so I should probably change it up.
Yeah. Whoa. Repeat, Logan?
No one's talking now, so I'll get in trouble.
Oh, so you do that on purpose? You just blurt out things while other people are talking so you can say stupid shit? I thought you were just rude.
Jake's stacking.
Whoa! I don't even know how that works.
Whoa.
How was your week, Logan?
Kind of similar to Jake, except I never had a high to come down from. I've just been consistently average. I played the last few weeks because I've been on the phone a while. Just playing the last few weeks and going second to Jake most of them.
Yeah.
And then didn't play Sunday because I was doing job stuff at my work, and then couldn't do stuff tonight.
I was doing job stuff at my work.
Well,
Yeah, and then
What a credit to your employer you must be.
And I also couldn't do stuff tonight because I was at work. So, stuff you gotta do.
model employee. My week in New Year. So I got to play one local since the podcast. Actually, no, two. I played in the Sunday mix-up. But for Thursday, good old Jake sent me so.
Yeah,
I realized I could get out of work on a not so much early, more on time, which is rare. And then, but there's no way for me to make the deck, and I could only make it just as the tournament was going to start. So Jake built me an invoke Eldlich deck and I made a point not to look at it. I saved it, and they went right in and learnt the deck as we went.
That's pretty cool. I feel like that should be one of the special Sunday events. Everyone makes a deck and it gets randomized.
Yeah, randomizing would be... No, actually, the problem with that is that you need to have a chance of getting your own deck. Because I can see people just, thinking, okay, I'll just chuck some random vanilla garbage in that does absolutely nothing. And if it doesn't come back to me, then I'm G.
Yeah.
That's true. 50-50.
There's going to be bloody bean soldiers in every bloody deck.
Well, this is one of the ideas that I had with Ben, is that, you do put in 3 different archetypes, and then, it is a lottery system as to what archetype you get. So at least then, you're not stuck with definitive garbage.
That could work, yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see if it gets on the wheel.
What if we did bean soldier?
That meme doesn't work on here because no one's in our chat to understand why it's funny.
Well, I did say it before.
It's funny. It's just funny.
Yeah.
People catch on. They'll catch on.
Bean soldier, maybe.
Not bean soldier, but bean.
Shut up.
It's like how I used to say Soul Taker. Was it Soul Taker I used to say weird? Otherwise. So in that tournament I went actually pretty bad, but I don't know why.
Refer back to about 2 seconds ago when you said you were learning the deck as you went.
Yeah, but the deck actually does have a way to carry you through some misplays and stuff. It's a really forgiving deck. Oh, actually, I tell you what, I resolved their special summon, their recruiter spell, and that took me I was an extra minute going, what's in the deck?
Oh my gosh.
And then on the Sunday mix up, I went for a last turn deck. So it was you can only use cards on the ban list forbidden on or the limited or semi-limited, and then only one of them. So it was a bit messy. I might have wrote in True Draco, dragged those cards in, so therefore Diagram and the other one.
Yeah, but you also forgot that the trap was semi-limited, so like you were depending purely on the monsters.
No, so
you told me you didn't put the trap in.
No, yes, I only wrote True Draco. I didn't write True King or Diagram. So I just dragged the True Draco stuff in real quick.
Oh, so you didn't even have a way to search. Oh my god.
Yep. That last game I hard drew the masterpiece.
That is dumb because that board was insane. Like what was it? It was something dumb. It was like Imperial Order. There was something else. There was like 2 back row and a masterpiece to back it up, and I was just like, "What is this?"
But then, I was more there just going, "Oh, last turn works really good on masterpiece." I didn't really think otherwise. That was that was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm pretty sure Ben covered it on his channel. But the other thing as well, we talked about sealed only. Yeah, so we're doing the sealed only tournaments soon. Stay tuned to the channel. Lachlan's deck profile's up right now, so as Ben's over on his channel. Me and Logan's will come out later this week.
Not on this channel.
Yeah, on our own individual channels. Wherever Logan's is, it'll be in the comments, in the description below, sorry. Not the comments below. Unless if he sits there and comments it. You're free to comment it, Logan.
Yeah, he'll just spam his own channel.
Will I get posted into the next podcast with my comment?
Maybe.
Guess I'll give it a try.
Yeah. So we've all been playing online tournaments and luxury card games. They put together a 240 player tournament and got it done in a weekend, which is, props to them for getting that organisation done. Did anyone see any of the results coming out of that?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
not overly surprising, to be honest.
I saw one list that was pretty surprising. One of the Admancipator lists that played in Eldlich Pudding's list, I think it is.
Yeah, Pudding's list.
I thought that was really cool tech because I hadn't seen that in many other lists. It makes sense. It's really good just because it's just a free earth and that deck struggles to get extra bodies on board after their initial summon gets interrupted.
Because I'm pretty sure, as long as you have no monsters in grave, you can just special summon it straight away, right?
Yeah.
And then, you're only locked into Eldlich if you use the second effect.
Yeah, and it's also summonable by the effects of X. So it's not dead in your deck after, you don't open it. It's still a free summon from the deck. It's just a dead draw later in the game, but if you got resources off the block dragon, you should be fine. And it's not a hard once per turn to summon, I'm pretty sure, so if you open multiple, it's still fine.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
The top 32 was 18 Admancipators. So 5 Eldlich invoked, 1 Eldlich invoked Lightsworn, 1 Eldlich Lightsworn, 1 pure Eldlich, 1 DDD, 1 Rocket, 1 Invoke Shadows, 1 Salad, 1 Subterra, 1 Zodiac.
Zodiac, yeah, boy.
So Zodiac would probably be the side.
It's just going first. They just going first or second. They make the big Link 3 that's unaffected by everything.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I say everything. It's unaffected by monsters that aren't exist.
So Admancipators being the event was won by Eldlich invoked.
Yeah, it was.
Which
that's interesting.
It's also very annoying because if Konami decide to acknowledge that these tournaments are real, it'll probably mean that Invoke gets banned between Shadow and Eldlich.
Yeah.
My boy Alistair did nothing wrong.
So Admancipator had 60% of representation.
Yeah.
So and the Eldlich only had 12. So I'm thinking that 18 in the top, I'm not sure if it's so much reflective of potential of Admancipators. They're definitely good, but surely Invoke Shadows is a shout. Just people just don't want to feel like playing it on the first tournament of the weekend when you have access to every card in the game.
Quite possibly. Admancipators is a more fun deck. Shadows is it is very resilient, but it's also very combo heavy. So knowing the lines of play is critical to knowing how that deck works properly. Because God knows I've tried to play it and it completely goes over my head. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then Eldlich Invoked is pretty brain dead. You don't really need to know what you're doing. The deck, it's kind of the new Draco.
Yeah.
Yay.
Pure Eldlich is probably more brain dead.
100%.
But like
That is pure Bunga Bunga zombie trap.
I thought they'd bring back skill drain, but otherwise,
surely that's racist, by the way.
What?
No, because I'm insulting cavemen.
What? What were you thinking?
Bunga Bunga Unga Unga.
Yeah, that's a caveman thing.
And I actually said Unga Bunga.
Okay.
And DDD's just sitting there cutely.
Was there a DDDs in top? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was in the top 16. Yeah.
I feel like as the format can, because like it's always a way of combo decks in my opinion. Combo decks take longer when they're released to find what is like the correct style of play and what is the correct cards to play. It's like we only just starting to see like the Madolche card coming in. Everyone was testing on the Admancipator card. While with a deck like Eldlich and Invoked, it's kind of very understandable what those decks can start at. So they've always got a bit more of a better ability to play in top cut at starts of events for a season.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the event. But equally, as the events go longer, Control figures out what combo is doing and can break it. So I think there's a big power struggle between those two decks. Who will be the best deck of the format?
The issue as well is that there's, I would argue, a lot more to be able to stop a big monster board at the moment than there is to stop a big back row board. And that's the main difference. Like, you've got Lightning Storms, but there's Solemns, all number of counter traps, all number of like things to protect back row. But like a Dark Ruler No More, Nibiru, like well-timed Nibiru, all this kind of stuff can very much hurt a combo deck. And there's not a lot, like you have to set up very early, and that can mean that your board is therefore weaker when it comes to actually your opponent playing against you.
There was a list of the kind of do that. They a lot of going second cards, so they played like 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Dark Ruler, and 3 Ash Blossom in their main deck. And they looked at going second and just stopping their opponent's board, and they felt confident to play through Eldlich boards.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting if that's the play style, that everyone decides to go second.
The problem with that is that then brings down the consistency, and when you're already playing an RNG deck, it makes it then worse again.
I don't know if it necessarily does, because it just kind of drops the worst going first card you're playing, and you're getting the 6th card draw as well, so you're playing with an extra potential extender.
But then you've got an extra 9 cards that don't actually help you continue to play. And when the deck depends very much on ripping the right card in those top 5 that it hits with the Admancipator, then
I looked at the list, though.
Reducing the consistency.
I looked at the list it was, though. It kind of just took away the going first card, so like the Sentries, I'll play that because of making that beast going second. And it was like, they still play a quite high monster count, so it's interesting. Like, I agree with you. I think they're going first very stronger. But I think it's an interesting thing to think about for where that deck kind of can grow and going second.
It definitely has changed a lot over the last couple of weeks. Like, I remember very early on, it was like very pure deck heavy. And now it's running like the Go-Go's and now the Madolche. So, it is changing over time. But I feel like just with the way that the current ban list favours back row rather than monster heavy decks, it'll be difficult for that deck to be like tier 1 or above from here on. Like, I feel like it'll get beaten out by those decks that can run a lot of back row and set up boards beyond.
I think it will be tier 1. I think it will be the combo deck on the format. I know
like it'll be the best combo deck that's around. But will it be the best deck? I don't think so.
No, I think it will be the 3rd best deck of the format. I think I agree with you that I think Eldlich and Shadow Invoke will be the top 2. Because here's the problem, right? Shaddoll Invoke is only good if Admancipator remains strong. Like, because Shaddoll Invoke isn't that strong against the Eldlich decks.
For the most part, yeah.
So,
Like,
I think if Admancipator doesn't stay in the top 2, then in Eldlich Invoke or like pure Eldlich is the best deck in the format, hands down. If Admancipator does rise up and become one of the top 2, the other second deck, whichever place it is Shaddoll Invoked, and then Eldlich would be its third. That would be my opinion.
Shaddoll Invoked has a good matchup against that. You mean banishing their Gold Boy is pretty free.
That's the key thing, is like how quickly can you get rid of the Golden Lords? Because like the invoked variant, maybe not so much, but definitely more pure variants. If you get rid of Golden Lord early on, like if you can get rid of 1 or 2 copies from grave early on, then you're in an amazing position.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was just thinking as well, to like extend on that, maybe Shaddoll Invoke does have a good... Because you have to, for the traps, you have to summon them once, right, to activate.
To be able to do anything, you have to have Golden Lord on field.
Yeah, but like for the traps, they special summon this card, and if you do, destroy 1 card, or...
Yeah.
Like, so if you have the window on board, you're kind of hard, right?
Yeah, to an extent, but like getting the window on board is the problem.
Yeah,
because,
true.
Like they can set up fairly well and just like neg you out of the thing. So
that's
like,
true.
Like I think for the most part that the Shaddoll Invoked can play through a like okay-ish to good Eldlich board, but if it's got like the whole shebang, like the Imperial Orders and everything else that they usually do, it is hard because, like I said, it does play very much like a Draco deck in that it just picks the best floodgate and its own spells and traps and just like plays to the format.
Yeah, I agree.
And looking also at this top 32, no Pendulums and a few Eldlich. That's a
because they don't have Electromite, so they suck.
It's a very, very interesting...
Nah, Truthful just wasn't at the event, bro.
No, Eldlich is trash. No. Subscribe to my channel.
No.
Wow, I didn't
Lachlan
even
also
play
wasn't at
video
the
audio
event.
through there. That was so dumb. That was so bad. Like, and my expectations were really low.
It is kind of weird that a lot of YouTubers and YouTubers did kind of come out saying Eldlich was trash, and now they're all like backpedaling a lot.
But that's going to happen with a lot of decks, right? Like until someone proves them wrong, they're just going to be sort of built in their beliefs of what they believe to be best. Like unless Pendulum just gets deleted as an mechanic altogether, he will harp on about that forever.
Yeah.
And for the most part, like I don't watch any of his content actually. But from what I'm told of his content, he very much packages it as if like this is the new way to play Pendulum. This is like X Pendulum deck of like some ridiculous archetype, but he basically just plays like the free summons of that archetype.
Yeah. Like
I remember distinctly the Dino Mist that he put up was basically just he played the ones that would summon themselves, and then it would just be Endymion invoked with a Dino Mist quote unquote engine.
Hey, I mean, I'd watch that, honestly, if I didn't, cringe every time I heard him talk.
Yeah. I wonder... I wouldn't mind going back and listening, because I'm pretty sure we rated Admancipators when we talked about them when they were announced in the OCG. But when this set was released, it would have only been a few episodes ago. I'm pretty sure I was pretty low on them. Or I probably just didn't comment. I was pretty high on Rikas.
Yeah, that's how'd that pan out for you?
But I wasn't.
You still are pretty high on Rikas.
I'm sure Rikas came 33rd in the tournament. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. No one was playing him. Doesn't count.
No representation.
Well, Lachlan is on the pod. So I'm pretty sure, thinking back, my opinion of Admancipator is that they were fun and they can do things, but it's an RNG deck, and I very much stand by that. Like, they are getting better. People are finding those niche combos that make them that little bit better. But when your deck depends on milling certain cards off the top of your deck, when your deck can't have that many of those cards, like, it is a level of luck that you're hoping for to get those boards.
And Eternity Code finally comes out in Europe. They got their product and started. It's not actually officially out for another week, but I mean, I guess
it comes out next Thursday.
I guess everyone got their set premiere boxes, and there's no real reason to uphold embargoes, so they just went ham and opened all of it. Let's go.
I don't know whether they're getting permission from Konami to upload them at this stage. Like, being that there's no pre-release for, like, anywhere that I can know of, maybe they did just sort of give them the go-ahead to just go for it. Just put it up there, hype the set a bit.
So we'll start off with the 5 Starlight Rares. And Chamber Dragon Maid, Ghost Mourner, and Moonlit Chill, which is obviously
I fucking love that name.
The new hand trap. Traptrix Almorius. Era, the Water Charmer Gentle. So let's go into that. Like, let's stick with those 4 for a second. Obviously, there's a certain theme to all of these.
Yeah, they're all monsters.
Waifu tax. And the 5th and most surprising of all Starlight Rares, Effect Veiler.
So bizarre.
And
I don't understand it at all. Yes.
Starlight Road and Effect Veiler.
Yep. So even though this set was announced to only have 100 cards, Effect Veiler is the 101st card. Well, obviously it's number 100 in the set naming, but it's the 101st card of the set. And yeah, it's a reprint in a core set in Starlight.
It's so bizarre. And it's only in Thingo? Like, it only comes in Starlight Rare in that?
Yep, only comes in Starlight Rare. No other version of it.
It kind of feels like what Magic did, where they put in the invocations and they put reprint into the main set as like special cards you could pull.
Yeah.
Invocation? What?
So they're called like hidden treasures or something, right?
Well, it depends on what set. So the original ones were called masterpieces.
Yeah, that's it.
Then then the Egyptian set had invocation, and the kind of treasure hunt set had treasures.
Yeah.
But it could also be the other Magic thing, which is they had a card that was called Coronavirus and had to change it.
Did what?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Was there a card in Magic called Coronavirus?
Magic, not Coronavirus, but it had. And so Magic came out and said they're not going to release that card.
Right. How bizarre.
Yeah.
This
Pretty
is
funny.
Just crazy all around. Like I guess the value of it will be pretty high, but I mean, Ultis. This is them trying to cash in on like the high rarity market on Effect Veiler, knowing the Ultis is getting around, they can't profit off it.
True.
What do I prefer, the Starlight or the?
I think I refer to this like whenever there's like a reprint of a different rarity or something like that, or when it's like nearly the same. It's like that moment in The Simpsons where Lisa releases her new doll, and then to compete, they just release the old doll that everyone used to hate, and then put a hat on it.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, but it has a hat.
She's got a new hat.
Gonna be like, they already have Effect Veiler, but this one's Starlight.
This one's Starlight. I think the Ulti was. I don't know.
Oh, 100%. Like, some people will be dumb enough that they'll prefer the Starlight.
But will the Starlight be worth it?
Well, I suppose rarity comes into play, right? Like, older cards are rare just because, like, over time, copies get lost, stolen, just generally hoarded away, so you don't know how many there are available.
Ripped.
But with this, like, it is a newer product at a much, much lower percentage of being able to pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they say? 1 in 50 boxes, was it? Or was it 1 in 50 packs? No, it wouldn't be 1 in 50 packs.
It wouldn't be packs.
Yeah, so it's 1 in 50 boxes, right? So, yeah. I think
so the value on this... I think the value on this will be very high at the very beginning.
Yep.
but over time it probably will fall to maybe parallel with the ulti, if not maybe a little bit lower, just over aesthetics.
I think it might stick a bit higher than the ulti down track, but I see, like, I can honestly see someone who's like semi-casual playing, doesn't look too much into what comes in the sets, pulling this and being like, what the heck? This must be a misprint. This must be a product misprint.
I feel like this is what you're hoping for, and you want to give a kid like a copy of, like, I don't know, Atlantean Dragoons for this, and then you're going to rip it because you're dumb.
I appreciate you said I would rip it at the end, because I like it.
On to the secret rares. So 10 secret rares, so they've whacked a bunch in here. And also, like, two of the secret rares go and become Starlight rares, so that's a bit iffy. So yeah, Moonlit Chill and Chamber Dragon Maid also get secret rare versions. The new Gizmek gets a secret
I love
rare.
the artwork for that Gizmek. It looks so cool. I mean, as a card, it's kind of garbage. But
is that the one? Wait, which one? Which Gizmek is this?
that's the
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, never mind.
Gizmek Uka, the festive fox of fecundity?
Whoa, what? That's a slur.
That's a word. I don't know what it means, though. I'm going to have to Google it now. Fecundity.
Have you? It's like that meme where it's like, I don't know what you said.
Fecundity, the ability to produce an abundance of offspring or new growth. Okay.
Hot.
So basically, it is the festive
Lord of
fox
fucking.
of babies. Yeah, pretty much.
He's
Festive
Lord of
fox of
fucking.
Oh, that's 100% what they were going for too, because there's a lot of alliteration in that. The festive fox of fucking.
Yeah.
They know what they're up to.
The Diamond Dinosaur is a secret as well, and it's a very good looking secret.
That card is so good.
It really is.
Anima Adorned Archosaur, so I guess Archosaur is what we'll call it, or Little Prick.
Anima
It's just so good. It looks so good. And look, it's secret rare, like it's why secret rares are made.
It looks so cute, and then you realize, oh god, the second this effect resolves, my board is done for.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Oh god.
Gravedigger's Trap Hole.
That card is so good.
Yeah.
What's it do again?
If your opponent activates a card, monster effect in either like anywhere but field, negate it, and they take 2k.
I appreciate that they like added the like, oh yeah, this trap's not good enough without the damage.
Yeah, just negating a card because it's a trap. Like you have to wait a turn, so let's just give it a bit of oomph and just whack you for a quarter of your life points for like trying to summon something from your hand.
It's literally it's the opposite of strike in time. It's like strike is like, oh, I don't know if I can play this in time because game 3 I'll lose life point. This one's like, dude, I'm stalling for the next 15 minutes until we get to time so I can hit this with you. Not that I would do that, Konami. That's just a joke. Just anyone who watches this knows it's a joke.
Jesus. Titan Osada, the new Lost Wind, also a secret rare.
That card's so busted. I read it again and I forgot that it didn't banish itself in the field. It just keeps coming back. It's so good.
And Deep Sea Aria.
That's the searchy spelly thingy for deep sea ones, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they look good.
Are you
Gisu.
playing Deep Sea today?
Huh?
Are you playing Deep Sea?
Am I playing Deep Sea Divers?
Yeah. Would you play?
No. No.
Jeez, his internet's gone shocking.
Don't they
Ladies and gentlemen, T-Pain.
in the back, or do I need to go to the hospital?
No, you're good.
Yeah, it doesn't. Sorry, I'll start. Doesn't Deep Sea Divers have a hand loop?
I mean, yeah, but it's not particularly good.
Deep Sea Diva.
Is it better than McNuts?
No.
Oh.
Because it's not McNuts.
Gisu, the Orcust Meknite, is also a secret rare.
I know, and the ratios of getting it is...
Yeah, so obviously, with 10 secret rares in the set, that's 2.5 per case. Yeah. So, good luck with
that. You have a chance of not pulling. You have a chance of not pulling one in a case pretty easily.
Yeah. Access Code Talker is an import and also a secret rare. I like that. It's just a big boss monster in the leagues with Boral Sword.
I feel like this may become the new Boral Sword.
Yeah, it's so free.
It really is. Like, gets a huge amount of damage on board and can pop at least one. No, because there's 2+ monsters from the extra deck. Or is it just 2+ monsters?
Is the one for each attribute one for each link rating you had, or one for each attribute? What was the popping thing? I was using this.
The popping thing is just banish a link and destroy. But then, like, in terms of its actual material that it needs to summon, is it just 2+ monsters or 2+ monsters from extra deck?
2+ monsters.
Yeah, that's so easy to make.
So Nightmare Unicorn, something else.
That's basically the plays that I've seen of it, is like they summon IP on their first turn, use IP to then use Unicorn and Thingo. It gains an extra 3k for the Unicorn, and then is able to banish like 2 to 3 different cards to be able to destroy shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's you can banish one attribute. That's right. I knew the attributes coming to next. It was meant to be used as the decode talkers, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and like in a vacuum, you can destroy 6 cards.
It's just so strange that like they've like every other code talker has been limited to obviously except decode has been limited to you can only use like summon code talkers at turn, or you can only use code talker effects. This is just like no.
There's a big difference, Bragg. This one's a secret, so it's worth money.
Yeah, you summon it, off you go. Yeah, exactly.
They need the profit off this one.
Also, I have to say though, this was like the winning card in the anime as well. Like he used this to get rid of all the Ignis field so that he could attack the big one and do damage. So I suppose that probably has some level of like reasoning for it. Being this good. I've only watched that episode because there was a in it.
I tell you what, we say this a lot, but this is probably one where if I pull a secret, I'm not mad. You'd be mad for value, but at the same time, I can see me using every card, maybe except the Deep Sea one.
The only ones that I would be angry to pull is probably, like, as much as I like it, I don't think I'd want Gravedigger's Trap Hole, because it's, like, as good as it is, it'd be quite limited. Actually,
I just realised,
Deep Sea Aria I wouldn't really want. And then the other one's probably the Gizmek. As much as I like the artwork, it's kind of useless as a monster. So I probably wouldn't want that either.
Also, a lot of people wouldn't want the Plunder Patrol ship.
It's weird though. A lot of people are hyping that up, including sort of other YouTubers and things now. They're saying like this is the support that makes them. And I'm sort of looking at it going, does it? It's
out of all their extra deck monsters, this is the best. This is probably the best one. So, getting into the Plunder Patrol TCG exclusives. Plunder Patrol ship Lys, level 8, attack 2000, defense 2000, 2 Plunder Patrol monsters is the material. During the main phase, quick effect, you can special summon 1 Patrol monster card from your hand or face-up spell trap zone. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can quick effect discard 1 Plunder Patrol card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then, if this card was equipped with a Plunder Patrol card, you can add 1 Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn.
Sort of the Searcher.
And so it's a negate that doesn't have to be equipped, and you only get the bonus if it is equipped. It goes alright. It goes alright.
Awful.
I mean, it's a negate. That's definitely better than what they had last time. So their fusion spell, though, is fusion summon 1 Fiend monster from the extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. So opening up in future for any other Fiend cards, I guess. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Plunder Patrol monster you control, equip it with 1 emblem of the Plunder Patrol, or 1 Plunder Patrol monster from the deck to the target. You can use this effect once per turn. So you can fusion summon a couple times if you are crazy, but that equip spell is Emblem Plunder Patrol, equip only to a Plunder monster, against 500 attack. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. You can send this card. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard, special summon 1 Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as the monster on the field or in the graveyard. Then take the monster that was equipped with this card and equip it to that special summon monster as an equip spell. So that's pretty damn good too. So that has to be a typo. That I'm sure that emblem actually says an attribute that's on the field, on your opponent's field or in your opponent's graveyard. Surely.
So if you actually deck with the same
No, it says on the field.
A monster.
Yeah, I'm just
As
double
a monster
checked.
on the field or in the graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just gone and double checked it on a different source. So I've misread that. This card is actually... I already thought it was good because it's just a flat-out equip spell that can arm all your other normal... all the other ships in your Blackbeard. So I already rated this. Now I rate it even higher.
Now you rate it more.
It's even better.
The two new traps are a bit shit. Mind you, the other effect is that you can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard. It's a continuous trap. You can look at your opponent's extra deck and send one monster from it to the graveyard. That could be pretty trolly if you know you're going first.
Well, against
Wow.
again against Dragon Link, that can be blowout. It might just like shit itself.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. Tiny bit.
I'll say it again. That could be kind of a blowout against decks though. Like against like Dragon Link, you can hit the LP and that just like breaks them.
Yeah.
So.
And then they have two other monsters. One's a tune and one's not. One's pretty much if you control a plunder monster, you can special summon it. Then if it's sent to the graveyard, it floats into a discard one card, draw one card. Which then, since it's been the other card being discarded by a plunder patrol effect, would set it off. And then Golden Hair, which is actually kind of cute. If you can send one other plunder monster you control from your hand or face up to the field of the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Or if this card's in the graveyard, you can discard one card, special summon this card. But you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except plunders. Because if they didn't put that limit on there, this card becomes a bit dumb. But in saying that, it's a one card Blackbeard if you use Almirage, which is pretty cute. They've given them a few tools. A few tools indeed. And Seb, what do you think?
Yes.
Goes alright.
How long have you been just chilling in there doing nothing?
Because I thought you were gone, and then I saw Logan just muted. I'm like, I've only got Seb to save me. Special shout out to Seb.
Wait, what do you mean?
You disappeared off my voice channel, and Logan was muted.
And see, like, oh god, I need to talk to someone.
I'm like, I just finished a point. Otherwise, the rest of the TCG Premier cards are kind of iffy. I reckon we'll break them down when we have more time at a later date, if any of them come up.
There's a couple of interesting ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Name your favourite.
I think my favourite is one that's like called Necro Quip Prison, something like that.
Yeah. Normal spell, target one level 4
no, sorry,
lower.
I changed my mind because I forgot about one. No, my favourite is Krypton, new Cyber support.
Oh, yeah. You can banish
So, level 5, Water Cyburst, 1500 attack and defense. Banish a Cyburst monster from grave except itself, special summon from the hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the link summon of a Cyburst, you can target a banished monster, shuffle it into the deck. So it is very...
Iffy.
I in a Cyburst spam deck, I honestly don't see any downside to this card. The only downside is that it's a water type, so it has like no synergy with what are they called? What's that deck called? The good one?
Deco Talkers? Or
no,
Salad.
No, that's
Salad?
That's the one. Salad.
Thanks, Ed. I was like going, I know what he means, but I'm going to say Talkers.
So, yeah, it has no synergy with Salad, but in other Cyburst decks, such as Ignista and just the Co-Talkers, and maybe Marincess as well, this seems to have good applications.
Yeah. For imports, we have the two super heavy samurais we're missing, the Synchro and the other one.
The Synchro and the other one.
I've never been too much into the super heavy samurais, but this is a long time coming.
We still don't have the link though. And that's actually what they need to do things.
Oh, no.
Is the link good?
I mean, it's good for them.
Give
So
it to
it's
him,
not
Callum.
good
Give it to him.
generally.
I can't believe we haven't got it yet.
Well, that's the thing. I thought it was coming in Overload. Then I was like, oh, no. Everyone else gets theirs and not Super Heavies.
And a couple of Ignister cards and... and the Machina card we're missing, I guess, for to work with the structure deck. Which... see me use it, I guess, in a week or two's time. Maybe. If I choose that for sealed only.
Interesting.
Logan writes down.
I agree as well. Shallow and pedantic.
Oh no, I've just lost the Yahoo.
Look what you did, Jake. You made
on the let's wrap this bad boy up. Logan, no, I already gave you that plug. 4 question marks in the Illuminati symbol has asked a question related to Yu-Gi-Oh! On Yahoo Answers. I have dug it up and presenting it to the world for an answer. What are the best new Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are worth a lot?
You broke out a little bit there.
Yeah.
Read that for me again. Also,
Try
it probably
again.
needs to be read again because, it's probably dumb.
What are the best new Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are worth a lot?
Best new Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are worth a lot? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The good ones.
Starlight Effect Veiler, soon to be.
Yeah, no? Maybe? Yeah. Is Effect Veiler good? Is Effect Veiler good anymore?
Yeah.
Is that going to be the thumbnail? Maybe. Good.
I mean, I've seen people running Effect Valor because they need more impermanences, because they're running impermanence and Effect Valor. And the main thing I'm thinking about that is it's excessive.
It does look
What else
light.
is good?
Then, Lightning Storm, obviously. Eldlich, Magician Souls, Appaloosa. Extravagance, for the moment. It'll go down. Researcher, actually. Researcher, at a low on Yu-Gi-Oh! Prices, is 110.
It's such a dumb price.
From $40. It was $40.
Yeah, I know. I sold mine for 40.
Jake, you silly Billy.
I sold it to a friend, so that's fine.
It was short printed, but not that. It's not that short printed. It's not $110 short printed. Eldlich can go high as it can. Like that makes sense. But
How much is Eldlich at the moment? It's sitting at 100.
Yeah, sitting at 150 in terms of YGO prices, but there has been an auction recently where it sold for 175.
That's pretty good.
Insane amounts of money.
Then
in theory, that guy could have bought a playset of them as well. So then he would have spent, what is that? Possibly $525 to get a playset of
At what point do you reckon
one
you just
monster.
start tracking packs instead of buying the singles? At what price do you think you just start opening packs instead?
for Eldlich, I'd probably still buy it like 120. Any higher than that, I'd probably crack packs or just sit it out.
What about Analyzer? What price is too high if you start opening packs for it?
This price, I'd rather open packs. It's just a short print's so bad. This is different. Like Magician Souls is still up at 150, and I would still crack packs for that. I'm probably going to go and find some more because.
Well, the problem with that now is that like people were like, "Oh, okay, now that it's not a card because Spiral's not a thing, it'll go down in price." And then like the Golden Lord's like, "Hey, you using that?"
Yeah, using those?
I'd seen that. I'd seen that build and went, "Oh, that's really cute," but in pure, that's not going to work. It's a bit too iffy. And then invoked. It's so good in the invoked version.
It is really good in the Invoked version.
Yeah,
it's so good. And actually, that reminds me. Okay, when I used your build, I used Magician Soul. Send the light magician, the light effect one. I'm like, why would you choose that one over the Apprentice? And then I'm like,
you need something in case you don't hit the Lord.
That's again, like mid thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why.
It's actually that big brain that I've honestly thought about putting it into my normal invoked build.
But do you need the light necessarily? Because if you have Alpha,
no. What I actually need is the dark.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like the decks that are playing the light one.
Well,
Because
I think-
Alistair itself can just make the secure guard.
no, but do you know what? I hate that play. I've always hated that play. Like, Mech Knight Invoke players were doing it a while back, like summoning Thingo, the Almirage, and then secure guard, and I'm just like, why? Why are you doing that?
It does take up 2 extra decks.
It takes up 2 extra deck slots, and it leaves you that much more vulnerable for Nibiru.
On the
Yeah, but when your end board's just 1 monster anyway, do you give about Nibiru?
Yes.
You got 5 traps to protect you. Stop trying to have everything.
No, because generally speaking, it's like maybe 1 hand trap and a volley. Against some decks, that don't do shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I just seen here that Ghost Rare Hard Earth Dragon is
Good card.
is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and see if mine's still around.
This is like the weekly occurrence with Bragg. Hey, this card's starting to find some.
Nah,
flaws.
actually, no,
I
I haven't had one this big, and like I haven't had one that at nearly $100 in a while. That's been sitting in my collection. Everything else,
for $100.
yeah, apparently, yeah,
What?
yeah. That's
We live in a society.
We do. Thank you both for joining me. Thank you very much, Seb, for lurking in the background and providing the support. And we'll catch you all next week and catch you later in the week for the rest of our video content and podcast people. Please go and hit us up on YouTube. And YouTube people, please go and hit us up on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts. Or just
hit up
watch.
LB.
Or just stay here. Just stay here.
Hit up LB Plays too if you see.
There we go. URL in the description. Ciao.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.